course. Gotta moisturize while the printer makes a whole lot of noises. Is that necessary? Honestly, Shelly? I don't understand. It prints out one piece of paper and then it has to make all this noise. So, like, go to sleep or something. Makes no sense. No sense. Get this all rubbed in and we'll start the show. I gotta get out of here. This show's gonna start. Whee! Pinged off the ceiling. Oh, that's a good one. All right, let me make sure I got everything all ready to go. Take my shoes off like Mr. Rogers. What'd I miss? Anything? I think I'm good to go. Let's get on with this already, right? And I waste a little bit more time. Here we go.
Are you just trying to navigate adulthood in a world that still expects you to have it all figured out? Welcome to This Is 50 with your host, Travis Holmes.
It's update time, baby. It's update time. I know. I was like, going to update. Update on what? Well, if you've been listening to the last couple weeks of the show, we appreciate you guys. We broadcast every Friday afternoon. Usually around 2 o'clock. I had some work I had to do on some other shows, so this one's taking a little bit longer to get into the swing of things. I got to fix something because I already see issues, so hold on. There we go. Maybe that'll take care of it. Yeah, that looks a little bit better. So, update time. I'll deal with a lot of these things as we move on through the show today. And for those just joining us for the first time, this is 50. Basically, this is my therapy. I do the show strictly for me. I do this every Friday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's kind of the limbo hours between my wife getting off work for the end of the week and me not really having much to do between the hours of 2 o'clock and 6 p.m. So I do the show for me. It's therapeutic for me. So I hope you guys enjoy this. I hope you guys have followed me or have been following me for a while. This is coming up on, I think it'll be 2 years. 2 years this February? I don't know. I don't keep track. Well, I do keep track, but I don't know off the top of my head. I know I'm rambling here, but it's update time. When I say update time, I'm going to give you an update on the generator. I'm going to give you an update on the family wedding, DJing the party and not DJing the party. I'm going to give you an update on let's see, what else do I have here? I got a bunch of updates, so I'll wrap up a lot of stuff in a nice, pretty bow, and you guys can figure out whether I was right or wrong on any of these things. But today, I was right. I was right on the money. I go to Wal Mart. You guys know I go grocery shopping. I leave the house. That's my only time I leave the house. Outside of Christmas, I've been Christmas shopping here recently, so I've been going to all the dead malls that are in this area, and we broadcast just outside of Charlotte, North Carolina, a little town called Marshall. We ain't got much around us. The next big town over is not any better than us. It's a crap hole over there. They got a Belk. You remember those guys? They've got like I got an itch. Yeah, it's one of those shows today. I've been busy doing others. Oh man, that's right where I can't get it. There's no like chain mall stores. There's a Roses. You ever heard of that? Roses, ROSESCSCN. And it's all everything's garbage. There's an Ollie's around here. There's no like major. There's no Home Depot. There's a Lowe's, but it's right next to the Walmart. I gotta scratch this itch. Hold on. Got it. I'll talk about that too, as far as OCD, ADD, whatever it's called. Update on my doctor's appointment. But this past this past Friday. Friday, I went grocery shopping, and it's a small grocery shopping trip because we still have not stuff left over from Thanksgiving. No. We still have stuff we had frozen in the refrigerator, like casseroles and stuff. So we've been breaking those out. We're going to deplete. It's the end of the year. It's time to deplete everything out of the freezer. Let's eat all this stuff up, the stuff that's still good. So we just need to do odds and ends. So I love going to Walmart, as you guys know. And I'm walking around, and I can always tell if I'm going to have a good time at Walmart or not by how many people are in the parking lot. Physical cars in the parking lot. Showed up today, I'm like, holy shit, they're fucking packed. Thank God all my Christmas shopping is done. 85% of my Christmas shopping was done through Amazon. And then I went to the crap stores, third-rate stores, closeout stores, just get stocking stuffers and odds and ends stuff. So I'm walking through Walmart, and everyone is either high on Christmas holiday. Oh, no, you go. No, you go. No, thank you. God bless. And then there's other people that are just literally head down, pushing their shopping cart through the aisles. I'm the first part. I was happy for a change, walking through Walmart, and I still do the whole thing where if an old lady's right in the middle of the aisle, in my head, I whisper to myself, if you're a foot over to the left, you be right in the goddamn center of the aisle. So I just sit there, and the passive aggressiveness in me, I'll sit there and wait for her to notice me. And they turn around. I'm always, because I'm 6'1", 175 pounds. Yeah, I found that out. Not too happy about that. And they're always like, oh, I'm shocked. How long have you been standing there? I don't know. I was 10 when I started shopping today, and now I'm 52 or 51. So I get to the end of my aisles of my shopping trip because I started at the back of the store and snaked my way up to the front. And I heard this lady. I've never seen her before, so she's new to the store. Like I'm an ambassador or something like that. And there's a guy, there's vendors there. A certain vendor will take care of all the Tom's potato chips. There's a certain vendor there that'll take care of all the Pepperidge Farm cookies and stuff. In our store, we have vendors that have, because we have a high dense of a Latin community, there are certain vendors there that will take care of the Goya section, which is, if you know retail or anything, it's 2 8-foot bays, 16 foot of real estate there in the supermarket. And he'll make sure that everything's, and he's, open up the boxes, make sure all the labels are out, Goya. And he's new. And I say new, this must be a new thing that they're doing, or I'm just catching him on my shift, my shopping shift. And he's there every Friday between 11 and 12. And I've seen so many people come up to him and go, old ladies, they're fucking clueless. Oh, there's a nice Mexican man. He must work here. Right. Whatever, Paula Dean. And, excuse me, sir, can you know what? And they ask him, no, I don't work here. I don't work here. No. Oh, but you don't work here? But you, and there's one lady goes, you must know. No. And he's got his Goya shirt on. If you're watching this on the camera, every podcast we do has a matching video. You can see me acting like a fool. No, Goya. Oh, boy. So today, I just happened to, it was like a pinnacle where the three parties came together right at the end of the aisle where the Goya section is. And this old lady, like an old grandma tennis mom. You know what I mean? Like her daughter plays tennis and she probably played tennis at one time. You could tell it's that not a Karen haircut, it's that bob haircut, but it's well done. Like right underneath her chin, it's a bob haircut, and the daughters run around in yoga pants. And I say daughter, she's probably mid-50s. Grandmother's probably 80s, but she's still got a little spark in her. And she goes, sir, do you know where the artichoke hearts are? And I'm standing behind the two of them as he's stocking the shelves, and she's taking up, one more foot over. She'd be right in the middle of the aisle. And I'm standing behind him, and I'm looking around, wondering where this story is going to go. No, I don't, no, trabajando aquí, blah, blah, blah. So, she just, total, Republican, Trump supporter. Fucking, in her mind, she's probably fucking Mexicans. And walks out in the aisle and just kind of wanders out in the main aisle again. And I kind of whizzed right by her. And I said to myself, and at the time we're in like the canned vegetable aisles, that's where Goya is. And I said to myself, I can do two things here. I can ignore this lady and let her be mad at my Walmart because this guy couldn't help her. Or do something, I don't know, good for a change, right? I said, well, I'm looking at my list. And I know that the artichoke hearts are 2 aisles over from where we were at. And I don't need anything in the next aisle. Small list today. So I said, well, let me go down there. I think the artichoke hearts, in my mind, I'm like, if the artichoke hearts are in the pickle aisle, with the ketchup and the mustard and the salad dressings and mayo and all that, I'll grab one and see if I can find her, go backtrack the store. So I did. I did exactly that. I found it. Sure enough, I forget who they're made by. It's a tall, skinny guy. Tall, skinny jar, about the size of this can right here. Maybe like a 16-ounce tall boy if you're watching this on YouTube video. And it says marinated artichoke hearts. Now, I don't know if this is what she wants. I know there's canned. I said, but fuck it, I'm going to do it. So I grab it, not to please her, but to please me the most. Because I wanted to see what her reaction would be. Because she was all, white power, whatever her, you should be mowing my lawn, type attitude to this Mexican guy. So I find her, finally backtracked, found her back by the sodas, which is like one of the very, very back aisles. And I walked down the aisle and she's lost. She's looking at the sodas. She's nowhere near where artichoke should be. And I walked up to her like I'm in a friggin' 1930 movies. And I pull my cart up right next to her. And I lean over, if you're watching me on the video here, and I lean over and I go, is this what you're looking for, ma'am? And I showed her the jar. I go, is this what you're looking for? And she looked at me, and then she looked at the jar, and then looked at me again and goes, well, yes. Where were those? Now, she's a white one. A little southern drawl to her. I said, they're in the pickle aisle, up by the front of the store. Oh, my goodness. I'm going to text my daughter, because her daughter was in there. I said, well, there you go. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. God bless your heart, which means basically, we know now that means you're a fucking retard. Well, she doesn't know that. And I said, no problem. And I came out of the soda aisle, took a left, was heading toward the front of the store. And I felt kind of good to myself. And then I see the daughter, like, walking down the aisle, stopping, looking, walking down the aisle, stop, looking. And I go up to her, and I didn't even say anything. The only thing I said to her was, she's in the soda aisle. And she looked at me like, oh, okay. I said, I know, you're looking for your mom. Yeah. I said, she's in the soda aisle. Oh, my God, thank you so much. I thought I lost her. I thought she got kidnapped by the Goya Mafia. So I went, and I finished my shopping, and in my mind, I was looking for a payoff. Some kind of good job, attaboy, pat on the back type deal. And I'm checking out going through the register, checking everything out, get all done, put all my bags and stuff. And I'm looking around to see if I see them checking out because they were just about done shopping. I didn't see them. I said, well, maybe I'll see them in the parking lot and the two of them can meet me at the same time. Another pinnacle trifecta, Scotty, Phil Jackson, Scotty. And I got nothing. So I'm telling you, I did something good. And I think in my mind, the way the story plays out is that they went home and told their friends and their family members and all this stuff, what a nice young man I was. What a nice young man I turned out to be, saving them from the artichoke conspiracy that they did not exist. All right, so there you go. I did good. I did all right. When we come back, I'll give you an update on the generator. We didn't get scammed, And I'll give you an update on the wedding party or the wedding thing, the wedding show. What's it called? The wedding event that my neighbors conned me into, and I'll talk about that. So stick around. I'll be right back. My dad's not getting better. I say better. He's 78 years old. Last couple weeks here on the property, we broadcast just outside of Charlotte, North Carolina, a little town called Marshville. And we've had some cold weather. We've had some rainy weather. And my dad's at the point where if it's raining, he won't go out and go get his groceries. Normally, he goes out and gets a little mobile car and drives around the store and picks up his groceries. But he's been relying on the called in or, online stuff. And he's like, I hate doing it. Why? Because I put an order in for what I want, and they're always substituting something. Okay, well, I mean, it's. He goes, but I get the same shit every fucking week. He doesn't say fucking, but he says same shit and stuff. Fuck's the only word my dad never really said. Where I got it from, fuck if I know. But not from my mom either. My mom's holy Christian, type person. Anyways, so he goes and puts his order in, and he goes, we bring all the shopping bags inside the house after he goes and picks it up. That way he's not, out and about for any length of time. And then he's got to sort through his groceries. And he pulls out a jar of pickles. He's like this right here. I didn't order this. I'm like, what is it? He goes, pickles. Okay. I get the pickles that you get. Oh, the Mount Olive ones? Yeah. I said, what do you got? Food Lion. I said, it's a scam, Dad. They probably said, we can't find the Mount Olives. Let's get rid of some of our shit. I knew it, bastards. And then we'll replace something or, substitute something or whatever. The other day, now this is the same Food Lion I go up to get my replenishments, my stock, my libations and stuff. And the head cashier says, oh, yeah, your dad was in here earlier, or how's your dad doing, that type of stuff. Because I guess it's a small town, man. It's like Food Lion's got 3 aisles. Yeah, he's doing good. I guess they saw his name come across the thing, and this is just me speculating. And my dad brings his groceries home. He goes and picks them up and brings his groceries home, and he throws them up on the counter. I said, so how was your shopping experience this time? Terrible. Why? Look at this. It's a box of gingerbread cookies. Like Little Debbie, but, they're in a cellophane package and stuff. He doesn't say fucking. I hate gingerbread. I said, then why are they in there? I don't know. I said, check your receipt. Did you buy them? No, it's not on my receipt. I said, Dad, you know what they probably did? They said, old man, holiday, in here, shopping by himself. Let's throw him a fucking bone. Let's give him some gingerbread cookies. They're definitely not selling at the Food Lion there. So they're like, well, let's pass these off to people over the age of whatever age. Here you go. Bonus package, gingerbread cookies. The funny part was my wife comes home later that day and she goes, oh, gingerbread cookies. And I go, ooh, you like those? She's like, oh, yeah, they're good. Babe, we have been together for almost, married and dating for almost 18 years. This is the first time I've ever heard you say, I like gingerbread cookies. So she had a field day. She's like, oh, I'm going to have one right now before I go to bed. That's good to have. Now, I'll give you an update on the generator. Speaking of cookies, I had to text the guy after Thanksgiving because the salesperson, the guy who came up here, I had to text the guy because he said, we signed everything on like a Friday. And the following week was Thanksgiving. He said, give us some time. It might take a little bit longer to get back to you, but we will. Here's my number. Here's all this stuff. So when I say I know I haven't been scammed, my dad basically puts all the money in my account, my business account, and then I do the payments and stuff outside of there. So he doesn't have to deal with it. And I saw the payment came out. The deposit of $7,000 or some dollars from the Home Depot in Matthews, which is the closest Home Depot. We're going through Home Depot to get this generator. So, of course, the closest store gets credit for the sale. So I text the guy, hey, man, I haven't heard anything from anyone. He's like, hold on one sec. He goes, you should be getting a call from Aaron. And I'm like, okay. Within 30 minutes, Aaron calls. Hey, this is Aaron from whatever the Cantor Energy Power Supplies, representing Home Depot. I'd just like to ask you a couple questions before we come out there and schedule our thing. Do you have a gated community? No. Do you have a dogs rate? No. Do you have a key code or anything to get into the gate? No. Do you have okay? Is there available? No. Is there a yes? Is there yes? Is there no? You know, and then that was it. It was like a 20 question thing. She's like, okay, we'll have I'll turn this into the contractors. We'll pull your permits, and you should be hearing from us here soon, shortly. I'm like, all right, cool. Text the guy back, hey, just heard from Aaron. Everything. He's like, everything good? I'm like, everything's good. 2 days later, I get a box in the mail, about the size of a 6-inch by 6-inch box, and it's got the the logo of the company and all that stuff, and it says perishables inside. Open immediately. So I go, Dad, this is probably for you. Huh? So I open it up, and it is. There's a coupon in there or a magnet, you put on your refrigerator, track your whatever that you want. And there's probably half a dozen cookies in there, all wrapped, each one in individual cellophane. Gourmet cookies. I'm like, Dad, here, we got gourmet cookies from the generator people. Oh, good. So he grabs one out of there, crinkle, 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 and he eats it in his bedroom. And I grab one. I said, I'm going to have one too, Dad. He goes, help yourself. I can't eat them all. So I look down in the box, and all the cookies are kind of laying on top of themselves like poker chips. And I just grab the next top one, and I open the cellophane, and it's a, you know what a chocolate chip cookie looks like? Yeah, so do I. Well, I thought I did. Opened up the cellophane, threw the cellophane in the garbage, and was looking around the house, just not paying attention. Stuck the cookie in my mouth, took a bite, took a couple chews, and go, ugh! Fuck! Fuck! What's going on? You all right? Yeah, I'm fine. They fucking tricked me with a goddamn oatmeal raisin cookie. I took that son of a bitch. I threw it right in the goddamn garbage. Fuck. Fuck that. I'm not touching any more of the cookies. They fucking tricked me. My wife comes home. I told her the story. You know what she says? Oh, I love oatmeal raisin cookies. All right, who are you? Gingerbread cookies and oatmeal raisin cookies? Those are your favorite? No, I like a good oatmeal cake. Like the little Debbie cakes with the vanilla cream inside. But when I'm looking for not an oatmeal, when I'm looking for a chocolate chip cookie, a gourmet goddamn chocolate chip cookie, and you bite into it and it's raisins and oatmeal, your whole brain just shuts down and goes, fucking, the world is against me. The world is goddamn against me. So, I guess we're on schedule for the generator. It'll be here, I don't know, he said anywhere from 45 to 60 days. So we're at week number 2, week number 3. So it'll be interesting. Don't worry. I'll keep you informed step by step. I will. I had to go to, my mental health appointment was this past Wednesday. And oh boy. Oh boy, I'll give you the details on that. So stick around. I'll be right back. Everyone's waiting. What's he gonna say? What's he gonna say? Who knows? Who knows what I'm gonna say? I mean, I've got topics here like a stand-up comedian would have, but let's say, so for Thanksgiving, we had a great Thanksgiving. Sort of. Not that it was the family's fault or anything. We had a great get-together. I told you the background story on the Thanksgiving show that we've had here on This Is 50, like 2 podcasts ago. So hopefully you guys are, I say hopefully. I see that you guys are enjoying that. If you want to see all that, and feel free to check that out. And we have a YouTube video as well. This is 50 on YouTube. You can check it out. Just me in the studio, working through my issues, mental issues. And I say mental issues. When you say mental issues, it sounds like you're on the verge of, like, doing something horrible. Like people should be watching you type deal. I did go to the doctor this past Wednesday, but I'll deal with that here, and I'll talk to you about that here in a little bit because I need a good stretch as I'm telling you all these other stories in my mind to give you a good stretch so I make sure that I do everyone fair. But as far as Thanksgiving, the neighbor's kid next door, you guys know that the oldest daughter is getting married, and the father, the neighbor who lives next door to me, asked me if he could borrow the sound equipment that I have here when I do live events. I do several other podcasts, and we do live events, and I've done like his proms and parties and stuff over there. You know, not really DJing because their music is totally different than my music. You know, it's got to be clean. It's got to be wholesome. It's got to be clean. Very religious people. Very, I don't want to say down to earth, because if they were down to earth, you wouldn't ask me to DJ a kid's party. But anyways, I digress. He said, hey, you know, can you bring your equipment over for the wedding and set up? I'm like, okay. Hold on, I'm losing my thread here. So he asked me, I think around Thanksgiving. I gotta figure this one out. Hold on. Let's see if I can recover from this. So we had Thanksgiving here, and the father next door asked me if I could do all the stuff and everything. They were all at home next door, getting things ready, building stuff. Everyone's, you know, they've got a 6-year-old son. They have 6 children altogether. This is the youngest one. He's got no one to supervise him. He's a little renegade. He's running up and around the property. There's no one watching him. Not that he's a bad boy or anything, but he doesn't know his boundaries. And the reason why I say he doesn't know his boundaries, the whole entire time I had family over here, he would be at the front or the back door, because we have a big porch across the back door, and there's 3 French doors that line the back side of the house. I know, baller, right? And he would sit there at the windows and do this. If you're watching this on the YouTube video, he would put his face and look inside to see if we were awake at 6 o'clock in the morning. My wife went out one morning, you know, in her jammies and stuff, and there he is sitting at the, hi, you know, crazy, crazy kid next door peering in our windows. So I yelled at him. I said, hey, man, you can't do this. Why not? Nobody's up. You're not outside. I said, man, you can't do this, kid. I said, get off my... Now, I'm nice to him. I'm cordial with him. But when you do this stuff, that pisses me off. Because now that reflects on the parents aren't paying attention to him. He's coming over here and looking in our windows to see if we're awake, if we can go outside and play with him. So now, fast forward to the actual wedding, where the father said, hey, you know, can we borrow your equipment? Just come over and set it up and stuff. You don't have to do anything. I'm already pissed. Getting hot. It's getting hot in here. All you have to do is, and we'll have a playlist. Just show me what buttons to push, or whoever's going to take care of the music, show them what buttons to push. So I'm like, all right, look, the mixing board that I have, I love the mixing board that I have. It's a Rodecaster Pro. It's made for podcasting. It's made to be simple but yet complex at the same time. So I go over there. He wants me to show up at 8 o'clock the day of the wedding, 8 o'clock in the morning, and then drive all the way back home and then show up for the wedding at 3 o'clock. I'm like, yeah, that's not going to happen, because it's a 45-minute drive. I said, what's the latest that I can be there to set everything up? He goes, 2 o'clock? How long does it take to set up? I said, barely 30 minutes. I'm 2 powered speakers on towers, the tripods and stuff. Set up the microphone, adjust for the room, the volume levels for the room so you don't get feedback and everything. Run a power test, run a audio test, and then I'm done. 30 minutes. He said 2 o'clock. I said, all right. So I get there at 2 o'clock. I set everything up. My wife, she's so funny. She's so nervous. She gets nervous. She's very, very alpha, very, left brain, right brain. She's like, it's too loud in here. I'm like, babe, I just set everything up. All the settings are left over from the last show that I did. I said, oh, it's feeding back. How do we have to turn the mic? Babe, thank you, babe, for helping me carry in everything. You know, the 2 speakers, the box of cables, the mixing board. You know, it's in one of those Pelican briefs. Thank you. I just need you to go test. That's all I need you to do. Once I get everything up and said, I just need test. That's all I need you to do. She gets excited. So everything's all set up. And the guy comes over with his phone, plugs it in, 3.5 millimeter jack, plugs it in his phone. He goes, okay, what do I do? I said, well, this right here, this is your volume knob. You won't touch this at all. If you want to adjust the volume, you adjust it on your phone. If you want to mute this, put pause on your phone because they're pulling from a Spotify playlist. You do not touch any of these buttons except for one. There's one button that you touch, and that's channel 1. And see that little red button right there? That means the microphone is off. And when you hit it and the red button goes away, that means the microphone is on. Don't touch anything else. Everything is set. Yada, yada, yada. Thank you very much. I'm going to go sit down and enjoy the wedding. Now, he said the wedding was going to be from starting at 3 and ending at 7. I'm like, all right, 4 hours. I don't know what the ceremony is going to be. Ceremony's outside. Grand time. A lot of people, must have been 150 people showed up. They're a young couple. They're barely 21, 22 years old. Both families, both sides of the families, grandmothers are there, kids, nephews, everything. And that little shit that was walking around, peeking in our windows, he was there too. He was running around. Hey, you're here. What do you think? I just never leave my house? And yeah, sometimes. The whole entire wedding goes off. You know, we now pronounce you man and wife. Kiss and smooches. 4 o'clock, everyone kind of moseys into the big hall. It's all in the same place. The wedding was outside by the lake, big barn. Everyone's inside, nice and warm. 4 o'clock rolls around. And for hors d'oeuvres, because they're young, they're trying to save money. We only had popcorn and pretzels. But no alcohol. It's water, sweet tea, regular unsweetened tea. They had a chocolate, not chocolate milk, hot chocolate bar, and that was it. So we're sitting there, 4 o'clock. We're waiting for, I guess they were taking pictures. I understand that. We did not sit down, not sit down to eat. They did not serve dinner until 5:15. So I'm sitting there looking at my watch going, we are 45 minutes from our house. Okay. It is 5:15, and we're just sitting down, or they're just serving buffet style. They're just serving the food. They've already done, and this is great. So anyone listen to this setup. For those of you that are thinking about getting married, do this because it kind of speeds up the process. They introduce the whole entire wedding party. Then they introduce the bride and groom, and then they have right then and there on the dance floor, they have their first dance. And then from there, it's the groom and the mother. They have their dance. And they kind of, a minute and a half, and they kind of, to the DJ, the guy hitting the pause on his cell phone, kind of do this, let's cut it off. Then they have the bride and the father dance. Which is great. Everything went well. Then the father comes up to me and says, basically, hey, I know it's 6:30. Oh, Jesus. And I know you're not DJing, but this is your equipment. Do you mind leaving it here? And I go, not really. And the only reason why I said not really is because I know your son. And I said that to him. I said, I know Isaiah is going to be running around here. He's the only one that's out of control. He's like a Tasmanian devil, I said, I worry about kids grabbing the microphone, because I don't know if you got more speeches and stuff to do. I worry about the kids grabbing a hold of the speakers and having one fall on someone. And he said, Travis, you don't have to worry about that. I will completely, in my trust, I'll take care of this. He goes, just show me how to shut everything down. So I showed him how, step by step, 4 things, how to shut everything down. He's like, all right, great. So I'm sitting there, and their quote-unquote preacher comes up. Now, they're like a hip church. I don't know. No, they're Baptist or whatever. The preacher guy is this young hip guy. I guess he's for the youth, He's got a salt and pepper beard. He probably weighs 160 pounds because all that the people eat is like granola, the salt of the earth type stuff. We only eat granola and grass and, anything with sticks and twigs in it. That's our favorite. And he sits up there, and he literally has, I thought you weren't supposed to be vain. I thought vain was one of the sins. He's got his head shaved, around like this, and he's got that samurai bun on the top of it. Oh, yeah, on the top of his fucking head. And I'm sitting there looking, I'm like going, this is the fucking youth preacher? Hey, I'm just like you kids. I got a cool shaved head and long hair on top, and I wear it up in a samurai just like Tom Cruise and, L. Ron Hubbard and all this other crazy cult. So the reason why I bring him up is because he grabs the microphone, and my wife goes, hey, he's got to say something. Go over there and hit the mute. There's nobody by there. He's trying to figure it out. So I get up, and I walk over to where the microphone stand is, and we catch eyes. And he's kind of like talking in general to people. He's like, does it make me look stupid standing here? Do I look funny standing here? I'm in like half in the light and half. He can't fucking make up his mind. And then he looks at me, and I go, you need me to turn that mic on? He goes, yeah. Do I look stupid standing here like this? I go, with that haircut, you always look stupid. And I reach over, hit the button, the unmute button, and he goes, well played. He's a fucking preacher. What's he gonna do? Hey, fuck you, asshole. So I kind of knocked him down a peg, and I was just like, yeah, that's what happened. So 7 o'clock, wrapped everything up. I said, thanks for the greasy brisket and the chicken. That wasn't enough for people, even though you asked for individual orders. They ran out of chicken. They ran out of a bunch of other stuff, but I don't know. It was different. It was a different experience. It's, how the other half lived, the people that are that religion. But I'll tell you what, that community was so tight. It's a church community. I never felt more on the outside. Nobody came up to me and said hi. Nobody came up to me and said, hey, who are you? Welcome to our fellowship. Nobody came up and said, are you friends of the bride or groom? Nobody said jack fucking shit to me, which is sad because you always look at Christians as open-armed people, especially this group of people. Nobody said anything to me. I even had like the camera lady taking pictures and stuff. Who was the fucking preacher's wife? Go ahead and score that gig. Comes up to me. Are you the DJ? I said, no, I'm not. Isn't this your stuff? Yeah, it's my stuff, but I'm not the fucking DJ. Well, who's I just threw my hands up. I don't know. I'm not in charge. You want me to be in charge? This would be a better run ship. You wouldn't be having sit down dinner at 6:30 in the evening when the wedding ended at 3:30 in the afternoon. This would be a tighter run ship, but that's just me. Did I exhaust you on that one? Did I? Because when we come back, and we'll talk about my my experience at the doctor, my mental health. Yes, mental health. Can you tell? So stick around. I'll be right back. And another thing. No, just kidding. Just kidding. But no, I mean, there is one more thing I wanted to add to the wedding thing. Is that they didn't even invite my dad. So, I mean, am I just there because they're using my equipment? Possibly. But they didn't invite my dad. Who knows? I'll tell you what, they did not. Am I wrong for doing this? My wife says no. She's finally on my side for this. I said, we We didn't get her a card. My wife goes, so? Babe, you're cold-hearted. No. She's like, this is bullshit. I go, okay, good. Finally. Travis takes one home for the team. I said, we're not going to give him any money or anything. She's like, no, I don't blame you. Like, you spent your time and stuff, and I was explaining to her, this equipment's got to make me so much money. And she's like, yeah, I understand completely. You don't have to tell me, preaching to the choir, kettle calling the whatever black. No, I understand. So I said, okay, cool. But I was kind of upset that they didn't, include my dad into the asking to be at the wedding. My wife says I poop funny. Everyone goes, that's it. Oh, there goes the phones across the room. Fuck this. That's how I'm hitting the microphone with my headset. No, she says you poop funny. I go, what do you mean I poop funny? She's like, I hear you poop in the bathroom. Well, I hope I don't want you to hear that, babe. That's a private thing. I've always been weird about that. Like if I have to go poop, babe, turn the TV on. Or in the house that we have now, I have one bathroom here, which is on the other side of the house, the main bathroom. So I have my room, my water closet where I can poop and silence stuff. But if she's in the main bathroom, doing her hair or something, I'm like, can you turn the radio on or something? No, just go ahead and do it. 18 years together. And I said, what do you mean I poop funny? She goes, you poop. I can hear it, and it doesn't sound normal. This coming from a woman who barely poops once a week. Because that's just the way her body is. Babe, this is just the way my body. She's like, yeah, no, your body just makes noises. I do not make noises when I poop. I make noises trying to poop. But you just sit there and like, you're watching, I don't know, the sunrise. You're just like, splash, splash. I said, babe, my body's different than yours. I told you I cannot keep one meal in my body at any given time. If I have breakfast and then later on I have lunch, my body goes, nope, breakfast has got to come out, or dinner from the night before has got to come out. I can't keep too many meals inside my body at any given time. So she said I poop funny. I was standing in line Christmas shopping, and I know I'll get to the mental health here in a minute, and this is all leading up to my mental health issues that I have. Bear with me. So I'm at the piece of shit abandoned mall where it has about 60% of the mall shut down. Like, it's just glass. It doesn't even say coming soon. It says for lease or for rent on it. And I'm walking through this small mall, and it's got a Belk, which is like I guess the founder in this area, Mr. Belk, Harold Belk, had like a clothing store. We had a couple down in Florida, but he teamed up with another gentleman by the last name of Lindsay. So we had like Belk Lindsay, and we just called it Belk Lindsay. It was all one thing. Oh, you going to Belk Lindsay? Oh, okay, cool. So he's an imported all these cheap clothes from wherever, and he had a store coming out of the Carolinas. The other major store they had in there, let's see, can't think of anything. That's the Roses, the Roses store. Never heard of that until I came here. And it's like I don't want to say a fancy Dollar General, Dollar General. They must just call this, Penny Colonel, because it's a step below Dollar General, and the shelves are never taken care of. Anyways, so my wife for the wedding got a dress online and didn't like it, and then went to Belk and got a dress, real nice dress, and got a pair of shoes to go with it. She asked me what kind of shoes to wear. I said, well, the wedding's at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, so a nice light open-toed shoe with, straps across the, your ankles and stuff, nothing closed-toe and nothing more than a 3-inch heel. I know women's fashion, believe it or not. I know women's fashion. So we get home and she puts on the dress, and it's a very nice dress. If you're watching this in the video, I'll probably post a couple of the pictures of that during this show of me and her dress and everything. And she's like, "Oh, you know what? I've got some quote unquote dress cowboy boots, cowgirl boots." I said, "Oh yeah, wear those." She put them on. I said, "Babe, you're nailing it, knocking it out of the park. You look hot. You look good." She's like, "I'm going to wear these, so I'm going to take the other shoes back." "Can you take the other shoes back for me?" Sure, babe. I'll take the shoes back for you. So I go back to Belk because I'm doing my shopping trip, last minute stuff for Christmas. And I'm standing in line. Now, they really don't have like a customer service area. They really don't have a register to check out. It's just like this mini bar at a wedding, and two ladies are standing behind it with like a cash register. So there's a line of like 4 or 5 people, me being the only male, and a couple old hags behind me, and a couple gross people in front of me. When I say gross, you know what a cootie do is? Where the stomach sticks out more than their cootie do? I had a couple cootie doos in front of me. And then there was a black woman, older black woman. I say older black woman. She's probably 60, with the mask on. Boy, Democratic Party got you guys good, didn't they? So we're waiting one by one. The 2 cashiers. One looked like Hazel the Witch, and the other one was Hindi. She was a Hindu woman. And I'm just sitting there. I got nothing to do. It's my first stop of the day. I'm relaxed. I'm calm. I'm listening to the grandmother and the daughter cootie do each other. They're talking about Christmas, and Grandma ain't paying for that. Oh, no, don't worry about it. Grandma. And the one black woman in front of them was just standing there. So the Hindu lady goes, Ma'am, the line, if you're watching me on the YouTube video, the line, she kept doing that. Like, you're in the front of the line. You need to go back to the back. She's like, back. You. Short of pulling out a whip. And the black woman, she's got her mask on. The cheapest mask in the world. Is looking around going, "What do you mean? I'm sorry. What do you mean? I've been in line." "Ma'am, the back of the line is over there. Back of the line," she said, the Hindu woman. So I'm sitting there going, holy shit. I think I am just witnessing a race on race, not crime, but what's the word I'm looking for? The Hindu woman was being racist to the black woman, thinking that she did not deserve to be in line, or didn't realize that she was in front of the 2 cootie doo ladies, and said that she thought she was cutting in. No. So the cootie doo ladies going, "Oh no," and they're both the same size. They're like 2 fucking wrecking balls. They're both the same height. That fucking tree did not split too many times. Said, no, she's been here the whole time. All right. She's like, because she's behind the mouse like Kenny. And so the Hindu lady just goes, "All right, fine. Whatever. If you're fine with her being there, I'll take her." Then they get up there, and I'm like going, then she gets to me. Oh, Jesus Christ. Then it's my turn. And I go up there, and, the 2 cootie doo ladies take off, and the black woman gets her whatever that she had to do. I didn't realize that this line was for checkout and returns. So she looks at me, the Hindu lady, who's just completely racist to this black woman for no obvious reason. I take my wife's shoes up, and I open the lid of the box, and I give her the receipt and close the lid of the box. And she looks at it and goes, "You want it back on your card?" I'm like, "Yep, back on the card." "Okay, 32, 40, whatever, back on the card." I'm like, "All right, cool." As I look down, where they got a little sign, we accept, MasterCard and all that other stuff. I see the Amex, American Express logo. Have I told you how much that logo pisses me off? Because you got this company, American Express, you got this company that has billions and not zillions of dollars of people in credit card debt. I know I'm exaggerating. And for your logo, all you did was basically take a credit card. If you're watching this here on the video, you're taking a credit card and just literally taking a paper cut and just going shunk and holding it up at that meeting. Here's your new logo. It looks just like our credit card, just cut off. Yeah, it's Amex, AM, and then AX or EX underneath it. That's your new logo. Boys, what do you? And everyone's at the table. Boys, what do you think? Genius, genius. I'm like going, no, it's the logo. It's not finished. The American Express logo is not finished. You just took a pair of scissors, like what my grandmother does when she cancels a car, and chopped her credit card up. This is just a cut from my grandma's credit card, and you just said that looks like a logo. The AM, shunk, EX. That's it. It drives. It's that OCD. It's that logo's not finished. So anytime you watch and you see that, the basketball games and the football games, this commercial breaks brought to you by American Express, and you see the American Express logo, and it looks like someone just took a credit card and goes shunk, cut off the numbers, flips the card around. I wish I had something right here. And flips the card around and goes, "That's your logo, American Express. We're too cheap to create a logo." All right, there you go. And you're like, why is he talking about all this stuff? Why is he so nuts about this? Because of my doctor's appointment. I had a mental health doctor's appointment. I'm going to take a quick little break, only because I have to, and get ready for this. You might want to get some popcorn. Stick around, I'll be right back. So Wednesday, this past Wednesday, today is December 13th. We broadcast, we record the show, the This Is 50 show, every Friday, usually at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're located just outside of Charlotte, North Carolina. My wife and I own 22 some odd acres here. That's why we moved out here, outside of her job and everything. So we live out here. We got a huge property to take care of. We have horses, just animals all over the place. So it's not a big stress for me to take care of the property and stuff. But then my mom passed away 3 years ago. 3 years ago this February. And during that time, I went down to Florida to deal with my dad's estate and help him, because he's in no condition, or was in no condition, to take care of all that stuff. And me being an only child, everyone in the back, I heard someone, I heard you. I knew it. Someone back there going, I knew it. Went down there and helped my dad and take care of everything, because I know my mom's side of the family, actually both sides of the family, are vultures, and I wanted to protect my dad from them. Especially my mom's sister-in-law, or half-sister. So I went down there to protect my dad from all them. In the process of that, we sold the house down there and asked my dad, hey, we've got the east side of the house. You're welcome to it. We don't have a whole lot of people that come up and visit us. You're welcome to, you can live with us. Or you can go to a home, or you can live with your brother or your sister, who he does not get along with. Just financially does not get along with them. I'd love to come live with you guys. I'm like, you're welcome to it. The problem is my dad has what my mom calls no couth. He doesn't understand a lot of stuff. What's proper when you're a guest, when you're being asked to stay at someone's place, so on and so forth. And me being I live by a clock, doing all my podcasts and all that stuff. I know when my wife leaves, I got a certain time to do stuff, make sure things are done prior to this. And, everything's got a time schedule. This is going to take me an hour. This is going to take me 15 minutes. This is going to take me 2 hours to do. And when I start running short on time, I get a little frantic and whatnot, and I deal with it and so on and so forth. My dad has no idea. He's on his own time. Now, granted, he's 78 years old now, but he just doesn't understand a lot of stuff. And I had to say to him at one point, when I come out here in the morning to make breakfast, as soon as I get in the kitchen, as soon as I walk in the kitchen, you come out to fill up your tea. Can I have 5 minutes? Can I have 5 minutes? I just woke up before you bombard me with like questions and, hey, this is. So, if you listen to the past couple episodes, I've had what I call incidents with my wife. When I say incidents, there's not an argument. It's just I get so frustrated. My reaction is, and if he didn't do this, I can't do this. It blocking me. Anyways, if you want to learn more about that, go back and listen to the past couple podcasts. It's included. No charge for you. It's included. So I show up at my doctor's appointment this past Wednesday. My appointment was at 9:45. I did not tell my wife. I told her when I made it. It was like 3 months ago that I made it. But I did not tell her the date of the appointment until I got out of the appointment. And she's like, well, why didn't you tell me? I'm your wife. And I said, because, babe, you have a tendency to inflect your opinions as far as what I should ask the doctor about myself. I didn't want that. I didn't want you to influence what I was going to say to the doctor. I wanted it to be straight off my cuff, straight out of my brain, no influences or anything like that. And I don't know if she took offense to it. I don't know if she understood it. I hope she does. But she's that way. Like I said, she's that alpha, I need to be in charge type deal. If I'm not in charge of you, I feel like I'm losing control. Not necessarily losing control, but anyways, I digress. So I go in. What's the first thing they do when you go to a doctor's office? They weigh you, right? I was pissed. Pull everything out of my pocket, put it on a thing, step on the scale. 275. What? I told you, I've been walking 4 miles a day, sometimes a little jog. Now, the last time I was in there was 289. So 14 pounds in 8 months? Is that good? I don't know what achievement is, as far as that. But I kind of chalked it up to, we just came out of Thanksgiving, and right out of Thanksgiving, I made the hugest calzone, as big as my monitor here. I got a 31-inch monitor, and I was eating off that for like 5 days straight. So, and then I had like ice cream and cookies and stuff for like 2 weeks straight. So I'm sure I was probably like around 220, and for whatever reason I got up to 275. I'm kidding. So I sit down, and the helper, Whitney, takes my blood pressure. Oh man, it's high. It's like 161 over like 90 something. I said, well, Whitney, I have to drive an hour to get here. Oh yeah, that'll do it. Well, the doctor, female doctor, where I got the side boob action, will be in here, and she'll take it at the end of the session here. All right. So she leaves. Whitney leaves. Dr. Hamlin comes in. Hey, how are you? Dr. Hamlin is probably 36 years old. She's got 2 kids. The only reason why I know that is because there's pictures of them up on the wall. And good to see you. So tell me what's going on. And she's got her head down and already writing stuff. What I don't like is before Whitney left the room, they hand you that clipboard that has a laminated sheet of how are you feeling right now? And do you feel like, are you motivated every day? And it's, not always, some days, always, and it's a dry erase thing. And you kind of check off what you want. Well, I was being honest. I went through them all and said, some days I don't feel like doing this. Some days I feel like this. I've got, this control, that control. I feel anxious, and I'm answering correctly. And then Whitney leaves and the doctor comes in. We talk about it. She's like, so, tell me what's going on. And I'm sitting on the paper table. Had a choice, sit in the chair or sit on the paper table. It's more comfortable for me to be a little higher up than the doctor is. And I said, well, and I take a deep breath, and nothing came out. And I put my hands up in front of me, and I could see my hands shaking. I could see them because I was nervous to tell the doctor exactly what I was feeling. And I started choking up because I've never had anyone ask me or wanted to listen. I'm choking up now. To listen to what was actually going on with me. She's like, I know. It's okay. Go ahead. I said, okay. Let me give you a prime example. I said, I've been so nervous about coming to this appointment since I made it. 2 months ago. And then the closer we get to it, the more my nerves are. Told her about my dad invading my space, and I get the routine is out of whack and everything. And I said, let me give you a little example. I said, Thanksgiving. I literally sat at we're preparing dinner and everything. I literally sat at the kitchen sink, looking at the faucet and the soap dispenser and saying to myself, which one should I do first? And when I say that is, should I turn the water on and then put soap on my hands and then run my hands underneath the water? Because in my mind, the water's running. All I see is dollar signs going right down the drain because the water's running. It's not being used. Or do I put soap on my hands, then turn the water on and rinse off the soap that's on my hands, but now I've got soap on the handle of the water, of the faucet. She's like, okay, I said, another thing. I said, this is just recent. I'm sitting in my house pants. I have house pants. Fancy. It's just another way of saying flannel pajama bottoms. And I said, I knew I had to get dressed to be here today. So I pick out a shirt to wear. Excuse me. I pick out a shirt to wear. And then I've got my house pants on, but I can't put my socks on with long pants on because I wear compression socks and they come up to about, right above my knee. So I don't want to take my pants off and sit there in the nude and put socks on because in my mind, that's not the order of the progress of how to get dressed. I need to have shorts on or underwear on, and then put my socks on, and then everything gets covered up by the pants. You see what I'm saying? She's like, yeah. She's like, it sounds like, your dad's interfering with your OCD, and you've got a small case of anxiety. And I said, kind of choked up. Yes, I do. Thank you for acknowledging that. Instead of, my family members, or I say family members, my wife going, yeah, just fucking get over it. Not that she's insensitive, but that's why she said, go talk to someone. So she prescribed me. It's not Zoloft. It's the generic one. Because she said this will, normally antidepressants and anti-OCDs or whatever like that. It's like Tiliums. I don't know what the fucking name is. It's like 25 milligrams. Will make you gain weight. This one will not. I'm like, great, because I don't need to gain any more weight. And what about your blood pressure? And I'm like going, well, I walk 4 miles every day. Oh my God, that's great. Yeah, but my blood pressure, she took it again like 15 minutes after the first lady took it, and it went down. It's now at 151 over 94 or something. I don't fucking know. Give it another hour, I should be fine. So I get the prescription, and I don't physically get it. She gives me the stuff. I said, I have a question. You know where I'm going with this. Everyone who's been listening to the show for any length of time. I do a lot of these. I didn't tell her that, but I said, hey. Another one. As you can tell, I'm not on it yet. I tell her, what's the alcohol situation? What should I be worried about? What should I, be careful of? Or, she's like, well, take it in the morning. Take your whatever, anti-Zoloft or whatever the generic is. It's going to take about a week for it to take like full effects. And so I'm like, oh, okay, so I take it every day. She's like, yeah, you have to take it every day. You can't, steer from it and all that stuff. And you're allowed to have a beer or two. Just mind it because it does intensify. And I'm not like sitting in the back of my head like, woohoo. The only reason why I do these is because it helps me maintain somewhat of a focus. Now, the speech might not be there, but my focus is still there. So I get home and I tell my wife, this is what I got and this is what I got going on. And she's like, okay, when are you going to start taking it? And where are we at on time here? I know I'm running a little bit long here, but I'm sure there's people out there that might want to listen to this. So I'm going to take a quick little break, and I'll tell you the conversation that my wife and I had about starting this new stuff. So stick around. I'll be right back. So my wife comes home that day after work. Wednesday. I do a podcast show on Wednesday, and if you're watching this on the YouTube video, it's that one right there. Ooh, oh, it just changed. I do the Deacon Live podcast, which is entertainment, up to date, editorial as far as what's going on in society and stuff. It's fun. You should check it out. It's only 60 minutes long. Wrapped it all up, and she was like, "Oh, well, how was the show? Everything was good." She's like, "You want to talk about your appointment?" I said, "Yeah." She's like going, "What are you worried about? What's your concern?" I said, because I've been so involved with doing stuff mentally for myself, going on walks, trying to work out, being physical and stuff, taking care of the yard and just, physical activity makes the disorder dissipate. I don't know how to react. I don't know how to adjust myself if I'm not doing, A, B, and C. She's like, "What do you mean?" I said, it's, I know now I'm going to sound like I'm a full alcoholic, but no, it's hard. It's going to be hard to separate the two. And she's like, well, go on, tell me what you mean. I said, I'm worried about what's going to happen. The main thing is in the future. So I start taking the meds. Of course, the amount of alcohol that I'm going to drink is going to diminish significantly. I'll still have it, not to the level that I'm going to have, that I normally do right now. That's a given. I understand that. I've accepted that. But the thing is, when I was working in nightclubs, DJing at nightclubs, a lot of those nightclubs were strip clubs. And, crazy bitch, whatever the songs is and stuff like that. I have witnessed firsthand dancers that are either on their meds and drink too much. Not that I would ever do that. I mean, because they're crazy in themselves. Or dancers that couldn't get their prescription filled, and they're throwing their shoes and dresses and, glasses across the fucking bar because they're fucking spinning out of control. So I told my wife, as I'm laying in bed, and she's, sitting on the edge of the bed like she's going to read me a bedtime story. And I said, I worry about that for us. I don't want to be the crazy bitch. I don't want, if whatever reason I forget or something happens and, I might have one too many beers in the evening because of something I took in the morning. I don't want anything to happen not between us, but I mean, just in general. This is my wife's explanation. She said, those girls that you worked with in the strip clubs, the dancers that have gotten out of control and they're off their meds, they were going to be that crazy and out of control no matter what. The meds is what kept them from being their normal self. I said, okay. You're not crazy throwing shit around and breaking things and stuff, and you're taking the meds so you don't, drive your fist through the wall or, punch things, and you're not there. You're not that person. Not that you're there, but not that person. I said, okay. So don't worry about it. I said, okay. And one thing I asked the doctor, I said, look, the business that I'm in, I need to be sharp. As I'm sitting here, going through halfway through a 12-pack talking to you guys. But I need to be, like the other shows, I need to be sharp. I need to be on point. I need to be on my game. Is this medicine going to mute that? Is it going to numb that sharpness? She said no, the doctor said no, it would probably improve your sharpness because you could be more focused. You could be more on top of what's going on. Your mind's not going to wander. You're going to be physically on top of what you're doing. I said, okay, great. So next week's show, I say next week's show. My wife and I agreed because I'm reading all the side effects I'm worried about, nausea, dizziness, all the things that they go with, starting a medication. And I'm looking online on what to expect on the first day. So my wife says, let's start it on Sunday. So this coming Sunday, I'm going to start it. And which is great because Sunday's kind of like my chill day where I play like video games, watch a couple movies, relax. We'll have lunch together. There's nothing really, important that I need to do outside of like in my business or anything like that where I need to be, in business mode rather than relax mode. And then Monday, take another one and then go from there and see what happens. So this show, I'm hoping doesn't go away because of the medication that I'm on. Next week I might come on and go, hey, guess what, everybody? I'm healed. Everything's fine. Everything's good. The medication worked. This is what everyone needs. I've got no complaints about the world. I have no observations about the world. I'm just going to live my life for the rest of my years on this medication. Everything's good. Peace, love, and happiness. I don't want that. I don't want to turn into this mind-numbingly person. So we'll see. And the only way you can find out is you stick around for next week. So that's it. That's what's been going on. I told you I'd get you updated on everything. Hopefully you are up to date. And I paid off a couple things that we've been talking about here over the last couple of weeks or so. All right, guys. Thank you for listening to me work all this stuff out. Okay. See you. Bye. Bye-bye.